Here's a good joke, a 240SX that actually works. On this episode of Eat, Sleep, Drive, we drive the fire-breathing 500 horsepower RB26 swapped S14 of our dreams. All right, 500 horsepower RB26 S14. Holy shit. That never gets old. It is a very, very special day today. Any day that you can drive a 500 horsepower car is a really good day, but especially when it makes this noise. Oh my God, it's so quick. Holy shit. This car is a little bit different than most 240s. You know, the 240 is most known for being a drift car in kind of the modern society, and then we can thank Tokyo Drift for that. But this car is set up for grip. And it grips. This car was built by a guy named Will in a DC area, and Will was into road racing. He built this car for time trials, for NASA time trials that is, and it is good. It's got 500 horsepower from a RB26 single turbo conversion. The engine is built. It's got a GT-R and at 21 PSI it makes 500 horsepower. It's not slow. It's not slow at all. Yeah, let's listen to her. You can't stop. Come on! Come on, I have goosebumps. That sound is amazing. This car is just so capable. It's so friggin' capable. It's got so much grip. It's so fast. It sounds freaking amazing. I love it. The suspension is all custom. It's got Coney race struts, ground control sleeves and iBox springs. You know, every suspension arm and component you can think of has been replaced and or upgraded. And you can tell, you can tell in the turns for sure. The thing I like most about the car is the steering. You know, this is old school, hydraulically assisted, and there's a ton of feedback coming through the wheel, which is awesome. It's a little bit light. Could go for a little more weight on the steering, but overall I'm not going to complain. The car is clearly aligned well because it turns in like crazy. It's so eager to turn in, and it's just set up really well. Now, the one thing that you get with track cars is a super stiff suspension typically, you know, but this one's actually fairly compliant on the road. We're on a road now that's not very smooth, frankly, and it's not beating me up. So, and you know, that's one of the things that is so hard to achieve with a car, is a car that you can take to the track, is good on the track, but is also good on the street. And Will has done a great job with this car because, you know, it's still got, you know, from the seats back or seats forward, it's still got the full interior. So I have the carpet, I have a dash, you know, I still have the HVAC controls and stuff like that. But you can still enjoy the car on the street when you can get it to hook up. You can still enjoy it on the street, and it's good on the track. So not many people can get that right, and he's done a good job. Moving on from the suspension, as you would expect from a race car, the brakes have been upgraded. Oh God, yeah. And they stop. It's got Willwood brakes up front and Z32 calipers in the rear, and they are plenty sufficient. I will never ever reach their limit on the street. If you didn't notice that big wing on the rear, well, you must be blind, but it's a beautiful one. It's a Cognition carbon fiber hand-laid wing. So let's talk about, I mean, we talked about what components the suspension has, but how does it handle? Well, it's pretty neutral. I mean, it's got plenty of power, so you can get the rear end to come around really easily, but it's pretty neutral, and you can drive it hard without it snapping on you. I think it's cool that Will's left this car, you know, all stock body, outside the wing obviously, but I don't want to say it's a sleeper because of the wing, because it's not, but a lot of people go nuts with body kits, especially on 240 SXs, let's be honest. But this one's very understated. And while it's not a sleeper, it doesn't look slow. I don't think most people expect 500 horsepower and the sounds that this thing makes as it hauls ass by. It's just absurd. It's absurd. Cars on the street tires, and you can tell that it was designed to have Hoosiers on it for racing because it's quite easy to spin them. But just listen to the turbo noises. Oh my God. Even if it was slow, I would absolutely adore this car because of the noises that it makes. Oh my God. I mean, why are inline sixes so good? Especially Japanese inline sixes are so good. One thing I definitely have to comment on, and I kind of alluded to it earlier, is that it's one thing to build a fast car, but it's another thing to build a fast car that lasts. I've been driving this thing around all afternoon. The temperatures are rock solid. The tune, I haven't had a hiccup in the tune whatsoever. And it's just sorted. This car is sorted. And in the 240 world, let's be honest, that is sort of rare. I've owned a few 240s myself, and I've been around plenty of them to know that most of them spend more time broken and or being built than they do being driven. And this car is something else. This car is something special. All right, we got a little bit of a twisty road here. See what she do. And traffic. That is a frustrating thing about fast cars on the street, is that they're so hard to enjoy because, let's be honest, you know, we're not breaking laws here. We're just going through turns at the speed limit that most people would slow down for. So you end up catching people up quite quickly, in fact. I really don't know how to end this review. This car is so good on so many levels. It's unique. This isn't just your everyday swap 240. this has a GT-R engine, and it's fast, and it handles well, and it's not set up to drift, which is all the rage these days. It's set up for some old school road racing, and maybe the best part of all is this sound. Oh, guys, it's been a good one. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for more. On this episode of Eat, Sleep, Drive, it's something you don't see very often. A car, ingenious. On this episode of Eat, Sleep, Drive, something that you don't see quite often. On this episode of Eat, Sleep, Drive, it's quite a treat. A 500 horsepower RB swap, fire breathing S14 today.